Right, so after probably 6 months of planning, deliberation and whatever, my first tunnel's 30×14 polytunnel just been delivered. 27 bits. Now, unfortunately, the driver couldn't get down the lane. It was a little bit tight. So I've got to carry that down and then we'll start laying out the foundations, get this thing up. Oh, exciting, isn't it? Right, what tools do you need in order to lay out the position of your pins so you know where to dig the holes for your foundation tubes? Right, first off, get yourself a table, get yourself off the ground. I know I say it all the time, but it just makes life so much easier. This was being thrown out. I said, can I have it? Thank you very much. Free. It's rubbish, but it gets you off the ground. Right, you will need, for me, I do a layout board with the dimensions written on it. So I've got it to hand because my memory's shocking. And you can use this now for marking the holes, and you can use it again when you put in the actual foundation tubes. All right, that's a good thing to have to hand. You will need 2 long tapes. Oh, do I really need 2 long tapes? Yes, you do. If you if you've only got one, go out and buy another one. When you finish with it, sell it on Marketplace. 2 just makes life simple. All right, so 2 long tapes, 2 string lines, a hammer, and then pins to mark the position of your holes. My tunnel had 14 holes to dig, so I had 14 pins, and this is a couple left over. These are just a bit of threaded bar. All right, so that's all you need. Off we go. Right, so laying out the foundations. Now, I want to go in line with the end of my raised bed. So I've pulled out the string line right across, right up to the fence. Then I've come 3 foot off the raised bed, put in my first post. And then this tunnel's 14 foot. So we come across 14 foot on the straight line and put in another post. Now, to get it square, it's brilliant. First tunnels give you the diagonal numbers. So what I've done, because I keep forgetting, what was it? Where was it? However, I've made a layout board. So that gives you all the dimensions you need on a bit of wood, and you can just carry that around with you. So it is 14 foot wide and 30 foot long. So to get it square, you just go from one corner up 30 foot, and then you've got the diagonal measurement 10.9, and where, using 2 tape measures, where that line crosses is where your 3rd pin goes in. And you do the same on both diagonals, double check it 2 or 3 times, and you're going to be square. There's no ifs or buts. So I've got the other end, and I'll show you exactly the measurements on the tape and how to do it. Right, so I've got the layout board in front of me. I know the length is 30 foot. So we pulled one tape up to 30 foot. The diagonal measurement is 10.09. So the second tape is going diagonally up to 10.9. And where those 2 intersect when pulled tight is where your pin goes in. Do the same on the other side, then remeasure everything, your lengths, your widths, but you can't go wrong. Beauty, isn't it? Right, so now we've got our 4 diagonal pins put in, or 4 corner pins. All we've got to do now is mark out the placements for the holes for the hoops, and they're at 5 foot along each side. All right, so the way we do that is pull a string line from one end to the other. And a tip when pulling a string line, make sure it's off the ground, just raised up a little bit, because if it's touching anything on the ground, it can throw you off. All right, and then all we do is pull our tape along to 5 foot, and then bang in our marker pin at the 5 foot mark. Don't try and do this pulling a tape, because it won't be a straight line. Pull a nice string line first, and then measure with a separate tape. Don't try and do it just with a tape. It'll throw you off. All right, so we've done that all the way along, dropping down our pins, ready, and that's it. Bang these in the ground, pushing on away. Right, well, it's a bit, as you can tell by the movement on this foxy out sunny polytunnel, it's a bit windy and rainy to be digging the holes for the foundation tubes today. Oh, look at this. It's shocking, isn't it? And this is the enhanced structure version. It's not even that windy, really. Anyway, let's get on. Now, it's, like I say, it's too wet and windy to be digging the holes, so I decided to treat all the timber. Purely my decision. You don't have to do this, but I like the look of the dark wood, and I like the fact that it's giving it an extra layer of protection. I hate seeing green slimy wood, so I'm just doing that today. All I did was lay out the bigger lengths of 3x2 on some trestles, coat all them up, and then that gives me a bench to work on for all the other bits. Now, if you're getting one of these, anything that says timber component on it, that's just a generic name for you've got some lumps of wood. You've only got two sizes, 3x2 and the batten, and I guess they just break them in or break them down to sizes that are light enough to carry when they're being transported. All right, the only difference is the lengths, so don't worry about opening all them up and putting all the wood together, because I mean, I'm just doing the battens now, and there's a load of other battens that I've done. So, but the other ones that have got things like Sid Wid and ODF, they're in packs of different size timbers. So they're like for your doors and your door frames. So you really want to try and keep those timbers together if you separate them out to do any wood treatment. All right, so that's what I'm doing today. Oh, check this out. Oh, spuds in, lovely. Believe it or not, that is a sweet pea flower. Unbelievable. I know they're a bit straggly, but these were planted, well, these have been overwintered. So, but yeah, isn't nature marvellous? The sweet pea flower at the end of March. All right, that's it. Cheers and gone.